Hello, welcome back to the James Ramblin' Show. What you're listening to right now and watching right now is this is actually recorded on Friday night, but it's gonna be like uploaded on Saturday. So I've decided just to, you know, make an episode the night before and then publish it on the Saturday, if that makes sense. So I've decided to do that, and I've just decided to do it at night because, as you can see, there's a bit better lighting and stuff like that. And also, I've tried a different mic as well. Um, Also, I tried to use another site called Bandicam, and yeah, that was alright, but the volume was just. It had face cam, it had all that, but yeah, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best, but also yeah, you can see that as well. I'm trying to just make it more interesting. So because like this would just be boring if I had curtains behind here without nothing here. So I've just been for the past like 30 half an hour, I'd say 15 minutes, maybe something like that. I've just been trying to reorganize this room a little bit, or just add a little bit more flavor to this, with a bit more of an aesthetic going on. So yeah, we are back, and yeah, we are still making. I'm still making more episodes, and yeah, there might be guests coming on if the right equipment if we have the right like equipment and everything. I can make podcasts with my friends and stuff, you know. Because yeah, this show is only me for the most part, but it can do it better with better quality, right? And I don't want to keep saying that, but it does. Like with the right equipment, it'll get better. So, because we've only just started this show, so it's not really gonna be the best show you've ever watched in the world, right? Okay. Um, what else am I trying to talk about here? Like, like. I'm gonna be reading the Lord of the Rings books, because I've talked about Lord of the Rings before. This is a Lord of the Rings pop vinyl, Frodo Baggins, yeah, and the Samwise Gamgee underneath that. I've also listened to audiobooks of Lord of the Rings. It's amazing. It's quite an amazing a really good, yeah, good. But I'll definitely be giving my thoughts on the books. Yeah, so Fellowship of the Ring and Return of the King actually come together, but Two Towers I have to wait for a little bit. Yeah, it's just how the shipping order works. That's sometimes what happens with these things. So yeah, I'll be doing that. Um, oh yeah, I finished the entire Terminator franchise, right? And I want to say that Terminator 1 and 2 are the best. They are the best, 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 freaking best movies out of that whole entire franchise. Like, Jesus Christ, man. The amazing, actually amazing, right? So, I know Terminator 3 is okay, but Terminators 1 and 2, or Terminator Judgment Day, whatever you want to call it, is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Right? That movie. Oh my god. The action, that like I was literally on the edge of my seat, and how there's this the John Connor the older John Connor that comes into it, and he can't die and everything, and then yeah, and then the only way he can actually die is if he melts and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just really good, and you know that Hasta la vista baby and all of that sort of thing. Yeah, those movies are great. 3, yeah, I just said that was okay. 4, Salvation. Oh no, I mean, oh. I don't know why that like it kept. I mean, it was 5. You know, I did actually remember liking. I did remember actually liking 5. Um, way back when it came out and I went to see it in the cinema. But then recently I watched it again and it's like, no thanks. 6. 6 is terrible. 6 has it basically killed the franchise, if I'm being honest. It took a great concept and then it just spinned it around, and it had it had Sarah Connor, right, the original actor. She came back when she was older, then they had all of this nostalgia bait in it where they showed off like the great moments of it, and then it was kind of like it was a spit in the face basically, and it was a disaster really. That basically that whole movie is just terrible. Honestly, the Terminator, like the Terminator was a great concept. Cybernetic organism, got a guy who turns into a cybernetic organism who terminates, but then he starts to turn into a good guy, which I thought was actually really good character development. And the fact that they just decided to just milk it with intersectional feminism was actually terrible, and I didn't like it. It was actually I know I don't talk about wokeness, but I just wanted to bring that up because it was relevant to it. It was like really relevant to Terminator Dark Fate, because that movie is definitely woke and no one. I don't think it's the best film, right? It's nostalgia done wrong, right? It's nostalgia done wrong, you know, and that's what sort. And and I know I've mentioned Spider-Man No Way Home before, but Spider-Man No Way Home is a great example of nostalgia. I'm not gonna like this if anyone hasn't seen the film, right? Because there's probably still countries that haven't seen this, like I've said before. But yeah, they bring back all these characters and there's great nostalgia, and it intertwines with the plot, and it makes the plot good, and it makes the story interesting, especially coming off the fact, especially coming off of like Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and the Eternals, right? Especially coming off of that, and Sony just coming in, giving the fans what they want, sort of thing. I thought that it made that whole thing like boom, blown out of the water. Expectations absolutely like delivered on everything in it, all of that. But I would like to say Terminator, right? I went on a tangent right there, but Terminator, right, it had CGI, right? It had CGI that was groundbreaking, and from like a Gen Z perspective, yeah, it's definitely weird, right? And the CGI wasn't the best back then, but it was still great, right? Because like I come from a generation where we had CGI like Thanos and Infinity War and Endgame, we had that sort of CGI. Yeah, there's that kind of CGI that was there that had improved. Oh, sorry, that failed and that did not mean to happen, but you get what I mean, right? The CGI was different back then. Obviously, as time progresses, you're gonna have CGI that's got not gonna do as well, and yeah, the CGI has definitely changed. I'd like to say that. But yeah, so there is that, and Jesus, I'm actually getting a little tired recording this, but I'm just trying to try to raise my emotions up and make it more. I just keep what I've keep been saying, trying to make this more entertaining, sort of thing. And let me think of something else to cover. There's there's a lot. There's actually quite a lot you can talk about on podcasts, I've found. But the main thing is to talk about something I actually like. Oh, wait. Oh wait, yes. I'm sorry that I stumbled there, but if you have not seen Seinfeld, I highly recommend. Right, we know, right? We have different kinds of humor, right? We all have a different type of humor, which is obviously fine, right? You can hate offensive jokes and all that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But Seinfeld, come on, dude. Like, if you just like, this is another great example of the, if you just want to turn your brain off or have a laugh sort of thing, this is what you go for. This is absolutely what you go for. You have a stereotypical set of people who, like, living American life, acting just cliche. We've got Kramer, we've got George Costanza, we've got Jerry Seinfeld, we've got Elaine, we've got that, and they are just, it's the chemistry they all have is absolutely amazing. It's an amazing show. I couldn't recommend it any more than that. It's awesome, right? It's yeah, freak absolutely funny. There's also Curb Your Enthusiasm, which I haven't even watched, but I've heard it's good for the most part, which is good. Yeah, Jesus, this, yeah, going on to 12 minutes now, but yeah, that is absolutely a great show that I do recommend you watch if you just want some, yeah, if you just want to want to have a laugh, right, and just, it definitely does take, it definitely just jokes about life, right? Jokes about how certain people act and everything. The 80s and the 90s were some of the most raunchiest times in entertainment in general. Like, we had all those, yeah, we had all that raunchy slashers and all that. We had all of that. But we also had like those comedies that really made, like, the whole, like, comedy, making it more raunchy, making it more like a great, like, that really, like, oh my god, man, I'm rambling on about how great this show is, but I just can't stop, right? This show is amazing. Like, Seinfeld is an amazing show. It deserves to be watched. I thank my friend Liam, Team TMS, that guy. I'm glad he recommended this to me because it's an amazing show. It's amazing. Okay. Oh yeah. Dude, I might actually try to end this a bit earlier this time because this podcast has been going on for 13 and a half minutes, I believe. So yeah, the last episode was like half an hour. Let's take this to about 15 minutes, right? So I hope you all, like, enjoyed the podcast. Maybe at 12 tonight. This will be every. I want to pre that because I just want to chill out on the Saturday and do other things and all of that. And of course, on the next, I'm gonna be reading those Lord of the Rings novels, and I'm gonna probably talk and to just compare it to the books, to the films I've watched times already. Films, absolutely, just, yeah, I'm 2 months right now, uh, and I just want to, yeah. Oh, don't forget, don't forget to, you know, show this that we can is uh, important nowadays because society we live in, touch, but because the we live that one everything, we can't. Podcasting is amazing, right? You you want away from the see it next Saturday, January 22nd, 2022.